Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this really adorable pug case, and yes, this is a requested video and I hope that the person that requested this video enjoys it, but yeah. This is my second time filming the audio for this video, so I hope that I remember everything. But anyway, as you can see, I have this wool, this fluffy wool, which I use to outline everything. I have the case there, it's just a flexible little clear one. And then I have this material which I used for the nose and for the ears, so yeah. And then I also have a sock. I know this may sound weird, but I actually use this sock for like the main part of the material in the case. If you have any fluffy socks, don't throw them out because they actually create great material for stuff like this. Here I have scissors to obviously cut out the material, and then I have a highlighter which I used for outlining stuff to cut stuff out and to also dye some parts of the ears and the mouth and stuff like that. And here I have foam and felt. You can use just felt or you can use just foam. This is basically just for the facial features of the pug. Here I have some bows and little bonbons and bells and stuff like that. Basically just anything that you feel like you would want to decorate it with, just grab that. I have some lace here. I didn't end up using it, but you know, you could totally use it in some way. But yeah. So here I'm just taking that sock and I am going to just cut out. And I am just going to cut out that part, that like little grip pad that usually is on fleecy socks, because we don't need that at all.
This is a homage beat.
So as you can see, I have done that, and now I'm going to outline everything that I need to outline on this case. So the buttons and the outside and everything like that. So basically just create a basic outline, including the camera hole and just around the phone. And then we're going to twist our phone onto the side, as I'm doing right now, and we're going to create another line. So this is how we create like a sort of wrap for the phone. And then you're gonna mark out all the buttonholes so then we can know where to cut them out. With my other video, people wanted like my bunny case video, people wanted a more like thorough explanation on this part, so I thought that I would do that now. So yeah, you basically just want to do it all around. It doesn't really matter if you make a mistake with this part because you can always just adjust it, especially with this type of material. It's quite stretchy because it's a soft. Yeah, just basically just try your best, and it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect because you can totally fix it when you're going to glue it. So do that all around, and then you want to cut around the outside of everything, and then we're going to cut the buttonholes and everything that we have and all that jazz, and yeah. So yeah, just cut around the outside of that, just making sure to cut a little more than you would think, because you know you can never go back, but if you give yourself a bit of like more fabric, then you will know you're better to be safe than sorry. So yeah. So now I'm just going to cut out the camera hole. You fold the material for this and you cut a little slit and then you insert your scissors in, and then you basically just cut that. So this is basically the exact same steps for the bunny case video I have. And if you would like to see that video, because I feel like I maybe show this step more clearly, because for some reason I wasn't looking at the camera while filming this part, and a lot of it is out of frame, which is really annoying. But either way, I will have that video linked below, because it seems like a lot of you liked that video a lot. a lot of you guys really like case videos, so I will try to make more of them. But either way, now I'm just going to okay, you know, I'm just not even going to try to pronounce that. I'm going to apply a lot of hot glue onto the case now, and then I'm going to match it up, make sure the camera holes are matching up, and then you're just gonna stick that down. You want to really make sure that it's stuck on there. Sometimes hot glue refuses to stick to certain materials, so add a lot, but not too much, so then it's like weird feeling. But yeah, you want to make sure the corners are stuck down as well. And yeah, just make sure to not put any glue near the buttonholes or like the camera hole. And sometimes when you're like using hot glue, you get like them little web kind of things that come off. You can just pick them off, and you don't want any of them near the camera hole, because that's just kind of look a bit strange when you're taking photos. But anyway, now I'm just going to cut off any excess material that was around it. And also, don't worry if there's a lot of excess, that's what happens to me basically when I'm doing it now. As you can see, there's like a full, probably like, I don't know, 2 millimeters of excess material. But yeah, you basically just want to outline the sides of the phone with glue, and then fold up the material to stick it on, and make sure to pull kind of tight on the corners so you don't get any wrinkles, because you don't want that. So yeah, I basically just did that for the whole edges, and I did burn myself doing this. It was quite painful, but you know, totally worth it. So yeah, just keep going with it. So as you can see, I did all of that, and now I'm just cutting off some of the excess fabric that I did have. You basically just run your scissors along the edge of the case, and you get a really clean finish like that. And then I'm just cutting off any excess. And now what we have to do when we make these cases, because a lot of the fabric is very fray prone, you are going to outline the edges. You can either use beads, as you can see I am using these gems here, which I'm not actually using. I was going to use, but they ended up looking absolutely terrible. Last time I used pearls, and they definitely look way better, but I don't really have much pearls left, so I kind of wanted to save them for something else. And the phone case I'm using, I don't even use this phone anymore, so yeah, I didn't really want to waste it on something like this, so yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I wasn't going to use them, so I decided to use wool. This is some fluffy wool that I bought. Is absolutely so cute, and I love the colors in it. It's really nice and pastel. But anyway, cut out strands that match up to where to the size of the camera holes and buttonholes and everything. And I ended up doing a little bit of like layering of these strands throughout. So like, don't just do one, because sometimes the one kind of looks bad. Do like quite a few until it looks pretty good. But yeah, that's basically what I did. And also, make sure to not cover the flashlight and camera hole, especially them, too much, because you don't want to have like weird marks on your photos. Like when you take a photo, it's like, what's that in the corner? Oh, it's just my case. So yeah, you don't want that to happen. So you really kind of want to push this down, and make sure to kind of stick your finger out from the bottom of the case to make sure nothing is coming out too much. So as you can see, I ended up doing that to all the sides, and I actually ended up adding some of them squared gems around the camera hole. I thought that kind of looked cute. I just did them in like a kind of random diagonal manner. I probably could have spaced them out more evenly, but yeah. Anyway, and now I'm going to do the eyes. I ended up using this piping tip adapter kind of thing for the size of the eyes. This eye that I'm cutting out now is actually like the pupil part of it, and it ended up being the wrong size, like the absolute wrong size. It was way too big. So I ended up basically halving that size, and yeah, it definitely turned out better. So just cut out like something bigger than you think, and then just put it on the case and kind of cut it smaller, so then you don't end up like wasting foam or anything like that. By the way, I don't really have much time in this video to state this, but for the ears of this case, I think I actually explained this at the end of the video, but I'm not quite sure, so I'll just go over it just in case. I ended up using this really fluffy material, and I ended up actually lining the backs of it with felt, so that definitely stopped the fraying, and I ended up lining the sides with hot glue and everything. But anyway, and now I'm just going to cut the white felt into eye shapes until I get ones that kind of look like this, and then I just simply glue them on with hot glue. I put them probably a little more than halfway down, and then this is the snout. As you can see, it kind of looks like a mustache and a jelly bean, or just kind of looks like lips. But either way, I cut this out of this nice fleecy material, and this actually ended up being too big, just like the eyes were, but that's totally fine because I ended up just like cutting it to the right size. So it's kind of good if it's too big, but yeah. And then I just ended up gluing this part on with hot glue. And as you can see, that was way too big. It kind of looked like a mustache on there. So I ended up just cutting off the edges and just reshaping it and everything like that. So yeah. Hey guys, so as you can see, this is what the case turned out to look like. I didn't film me doing every single thing just because two reasons. My camera actually ran out of storage, and I couldn't film on it, and basically I wanted to get this video up because I haven't uploaded a video in a week, but like I haven't been really constant with it. But anyway, and I wanted to really get this video up, but I will just show a quick explaining of how I did everything now. So for the ears and everything, I just cut out 2 teardrop shapes, and if you want to see a more extended video on how to do this kind of stuff and how to do the case and everything, I'll have another video which I have done of a case which was a bunny one, and I'll have that linked below because it definitely shows this process more in detail. But anyway, as you can see, I glued this bow on here. Sorry, my nails are not really nice. And then I have this little bell, and yes, it does ring. I'll just show you that. So I basically hot glued everything on here, hot glued that there, and then I hot glued this. I thought that could be like a little collar of the pug, for the little pug. And then for the eyes here, as you can see, there's white dots. I just did that with some puffy paint, and then I just glued that little gem on there. And then to create the pink that's on here, because I didn't actually have pink material, I got a highlighter and I just put it on there really kind of lightly, and then I got tissues and I kind of rubbed it in until it was this nice little pastel color, and then I basically just fluffed up the fluff, and yeah, it gives it a really nice effect. The eyebrows are just cut out of craft foam, and the same goes for the love heart just there, and the bow, I just glued a bow on and then got that little gem and I glued that on, and that is basically all. It's basically just taking stuff and gluing it on. You know, if you make these cases, you can decorate them however you want. And as you can see, for the sides, how there's buttons there, you can still reach the buttons and everything. That is hot glue. That looks great. So yeah, you can still reach the buttons and everything. It's not stopping you from doing anything. And yeah, so if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you want. You don't have to, but yeah, it's up to you. And yeah, we're nearly at 500 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy and incredible. And I just want to thank you all so much for that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Thank you for watching.